What's up, guys? Welcome to another tech profile on this channel. It's been a long time since, and if you can hear some music in the background, that's because right now I am editing a AMV video, and right now it's just playing by itself because I need to what's it called? I need to hear is this the right song to use? But don't take too much don't listen too much to it because today we are going to speak about the Crystal Beast deck profile. If my voice is a little bit weird, that's because I've been sick for 3 whole days. Actually, 4 if you count today with. And if I'm doing. That's just because of that. But let's start up. That I will not make this video 200 hours long. So let's start with the monsters. Starting up with, I'm playing 3 copies of Crystal Beast, hitting the camera. That's not the name. Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. If this card is normal summoned, you can place a Crystal Beast face up in your spell and trap card zones directly from the deck. That's the strongest of all Crystal Beast monsters. And I am actually very sick. My voice. But still. And it's one of the coolest actually, because when I was from my childhood, I think, when I played Yu-Gi-Oh with other kids, this was one of my favorite monsters. And I was sad because I had that card in Ultimate Rare and it disappears when I grew up. I don't know where, but I have found a lot of my older Yu-Gi-Oh cards hidden in corners, for example. But I have never found him, and that's sad because, or he looks better in ultra rare, super rare. Sorry. But let's continue. Then I have 3 copies of Crystal Beast Amethyst Cat. When she declares an attack, I can halve her attack points. She normally has 1200, and I hate the light because these sleeves are doing it impossible to see the cards. But that's not arguing about that. She has 1200 attack points and 400 defense points. She can halve her attack points to be 600, then she can attack directly. Then we have 3 copies of Crystal Beast Emerald Tortoise. Once per turn, I can choose a Crystal Beast monster on my field and change its battle position. And with all the Crystal Beast monsters, they have the effect to go to the spell trap card zone when they are destroyed if there is space to it. Then I have 3 copies of Crystal Beast Amber Mammoth. What is his effect? Okay, he has the effect if a face of Crystal Beast monster is about to get attacked. I can change the attack target to be this card instead. And then we have 3 copies of Crystal Beast Topaz Tiger. When this card attacks, it gains 400 more attack points, so he can in total get up to 2000 attack points. Then we are using 3 copies of Crystal Beast Cobalt Eagle. And once per turn, I can choose a Face of Crystal Beast card I control, return it to the top of the deck. Okay. And of the last out of the 7 Crystal Beast monsters, I'm playing 3 copies of Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. And when this card is special summoned, I can special summon as many Crystal Beast cards from my spell trap card zone as possible. For example, if I have Ruby Carbuncle, Sapphire Pegasus, and Topaz Tiger face up in my spell trap card zone, and I activate a card that lets me special summon one of them, then I can choose Ruby Carbuncle and summon the other 2. Good effect, will I say, and the cutest of all of them. Ugh, it's killing me. And I will tell you a fun fact about all of this. Ruby Carbuncle and Sapphire Pegasus are those two crystal beasts who has the two of the rarest gems in the whole world. Sapphire Pegasus have a sapphire, of course, and Ruby Carbuncle has a ruby. So, fun fact though. Then to the support cards, I'm using two copies of Crystal Master, and when this card is and then I can tribute this monster to add a Crystal Spell card, Crystal Beast card, or an Ultimate Crystal card to my hand from my deck. Then I'm using one copy of Crystal Keeper, and once per turn, the first time all Crystal Beast cards and Ultimate Crystal cards on my field would be destroyed, they are not destroyed. And fun fact to them as well, these are Pendulum cards, and like the Crystal Beast cards that are going to the Spell Trap card zone, these are going to the extra deck because when Pendulum cards is destroyed, it goes to the top of the extra deck, which is a fun fact. And this is killing me so much, but it will not take me down to make this video. Then for the boss monsters, of course, guys, I didn't forget them. I'm using two copies of Rainbow Dragon. This bad boy card has 3 effects. The first effect is it has 2 effects. I am an idiot. But to make this card, it requires 7 Crystal Beast cards face up on the field and or in the graveyard. So if I have 5 of them on the field and the last 2 in my graveyard, I can summon this bad boy. And he can't use his to effect that black dot thing the turn he is summoned. But during either player's turn, I can send all Crystal Beast cards to my graveyard from my field, and for each I can boost this card by 1,000 attack points. So consider I have all 7 feet. Fine then, 7,000 attack points. And then I can banish all Crystal Beast cards from my graveyard to shuffle every card on the field back into the decks. Then I'm using a copy of the dark side of the Rainbow Dark Dragon. Actually, this card in the real world, it doesn't have any relation to the Crystal Beast cards, because you can summon him you can use him in any deck where you are using 7 or more dark monsters. But it will always be traded as an Ultimate Crystal monster or card, just like Rainbow Dragon. And he can't be normal summoned, and you must special summon this monster by banishing 7 dark monsters with different names. And then you can banish all other dark monsters from my field and graveyard. And for each, this card is boosted by 500 attack points. That's a lot of points. Then for the not crystal card, I'm using one of Valorforn Mystical Beast of the Forest. Isn't that a cute little deer? I'm only having it in because reason 1 is cute and reason 2 it's a tuna monster. I will go back to that later on. Then one copy of Marshmallow, a good defense card if you want to have this card, or if you know your opponent has a card. Well, this monster can just obliterate all my monsters in my deck, hook you up with a Marshmallow, and survive one more turn. Then I'm using one copy of Dogo Ran, the Mad Flame Kaiju. Reason for why I have this monster in my deck is simple. Summon this card to your opponent's field by tributing. How many monsters? Is it two? No, one monster they control. Well, if your opponent are using Red Eye Stock Dragoon who negates all effects, fine, use this monster, tribute Dragoon, by Dragoon. Then I'm using one copy of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. And I can special summon this monster by if my opponent special summon a Link monster. And then when my opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster I control, quick effect, I can discard one card and negate and destroy activation. Then I'm using one copy of Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. And again, I'm only using this because why not? Power. A backup plan if my Crystal Beast deck is strategy is destroyed. Because opponent can target or destroy this card with card effects. And when this card attacks a defense position monster, it deals double piercing damage, which means, well, my opponent's monster is Marshmallow, 1000 defense points, fine. My monster has 3000 more, and it will be dealt to you as damage, but here doubling it, so 6000 damage. And then last, I'm playing one copy of the Winged Dragon of Ra for the monsters. And again, just to use this card because I love the artwork of this monster. It's one of the best artworks I've seen on a god card. And well, I thought why not have it in this deck. But that was the monsters. I've talked a lot. So let's jump right onto the spells. For spell cards, I am using 3 copies of Crystal Bond. When activated, I can add a Crystal Beast monster. Focus, please. Focus! A Crystal Beast monster to my hand and place a Crystal Beast face up in my spell trap card zone. Then I'm using 2 copies of Rainbow Bridge, and before I forget, the artwork of Crystal Bond is the owner of the Crystal Beast cards, Jesse Anderson, who is holding Crystal Beast Ruby Carbuncle. Then I'm using 2 copies of Crystal Release, one in Super Ultra Rare, one in Common. When this card is activated and equipped to a Crystal Beast monster, it gains 800 more attack points. When this card is sent to the graveyard, I can special summon. No, I can place a Crystal Beast card from my deck directly to my field. Then I'm using 1 copy of Crystal Tree. Each time a Crystal Beast card on the field is destroyed, I think. What's the effect? Come here. It will not focus. God damn it. Each time a Crystal Beast monster is placed in either play spell trap card zone, I place a crystal counter on this card. Then I can send this card on any time to the graveyard, and for each counter, place a Crystal Beast card from my deck face up in my spell trap card zone. If you are playing this card in your deck, you really want to have it in your start hand, because if you get it later on and activate it, it will be considered as a misplay. Because this card are only good if you get it in your start hand, aka the first turn of the duel. And then I'm using 1 copy of the field spell Ancient City Rainbow Ruins. It has different effects based on the numbers of Crystal Beast cards in my spell trap card zone face up. Well, if I have 1+, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. 2+, once per turn you can halve the battle damage you take. 3+, when a spell trap card is activated, you can send a Crystal Beast monster you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and destroy it. 4+, once per turn during the man phase, draw a card. 5+, once per turn during the man phase, you can target a Crystal Beast card in your spell and trap card zone and special summon it. You can use the last effect if you are lucky enough to have your whole field, your whole spell trap card zones filled up with Crystal Beast. Then you can use the last effect to summon maybe Ruby Carbuncle and fill your field with monsters. Then I'm using one copy of rare value. I need to control 2+ Crystal Beast face up in my spell trap card zone for this to be activated. Then my opponent choose one of them to destroy, then I draw 2 cards. Then I'm using one copy of Crystal Beacon, special summon 1 Crystal Beast monster from my deck, and I need to have 2 face up on my field in my spell trap card zone. Then I'm using one copy of Crystal Promise, special summon a Crystal Beast, face up Crystal Beast monster you have in a spell trap card zone, and special summon it. Also, that's an easier way to get Ruby Carbuncle to the field. Then I'm using one copy of Crystal Abundance. And this is a risky one because you need to send 4, and I can't say the real name, apparently, so screw this. But still, you need to have 4 Crystal Beast cards face up on the field to activate this effect. Then I send all the Crystal Beast from the spell trap card zone to the graveyard, and then I can send the same number of cards my opponent controls to the graveyard. And then I special summon as many Crystal Beast monsters as possible from my graveyard, up to the same number of cards I send from my opponent's field to the graveyard. Then I'm using one copy of Chaos Form, the ritual card to get out Chaos Max Dragon. Not so much in that. Then I'm using 2 copies of the Field Spell Advanced Art. All Crystal Beast cards on the field becomes dark. When your Crystal Beast card is about to get destroyed and you are about to take battle damage, you can send a Crystal Beast card from your deck to the graveyard to negate battle damage or reduce it to 0, in other words. And if Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon or the newest boss monster for them, Rainbow Over Dragon, would attack a monster, he negates the effects of the monster he attacks. Then I'm using one copy of Rakaki and one copy of Darkhold, just to destroy my opponent's cards if I need to. Now we are moving on to the trap cards, the last part of this deck profile. Please remember to like and subscribe and share also with your friends if you want to see more deck profiles in the future. But let's begin with the traps. I'm using one copy of Ultimate Crystal Magic. I can only activate the trap card here if a Crystal Beast monster I control is destroyed by battle. Then I send 7 Crystal Beast cards from my deck with different names to the graveyard, and then special summon an Ultimate Crystal Fusion monster from my X deck, aka Rainbow Over Dragon. And also I can banish this card from my graveyard, place any number of Crystal Beast monsters from my graveyard face up in my spell and trap card zone. That's not a bad trap, but if you want this combo to work, you need to be sure that your opponent doesn't have something to destroy it. Sometimes the opponents I have been up to when I play with this deck, they are going to see what can this card do, and then they are screwed when I get my fusion monster on the field. Then I'm using one copy of Gem Flash Energy. During each of my standby phases, my opponent loses 300 life points for each continuous spell card on the field, aka all the Crystal Beast monsters are considered as spell cards, continuous spell cards, when they are face up on the field. And this video is extremely long, and the camera is waking. Oh my god, can you not just be there, please? And I'm using one copy of Rainbow Path. When my opponent declares an attack, I can send a face-up Crystal Beast card from my spell trap card zone to the graveyard, negate the attack. Then I can add Rainbow Dragon or Rainbow Dark Dragon to my hand from my deck. That's a good way to get out your boss monster or get your boss monster on your hand, because if you have 7 Crystal Beast cards with different names, then you can summon Rainbow Dragon the turn after you have activated this. Then I'm using 1 copy of Counter Gem, and this is just a card. If you are controlling Rainbow Dragon, this card is the biggest, or one of the biggest combo cards you can use in position, because when this card is activated, send all the cards in your spell trap card zone to the graveyard. Minimum 1, which means you have to control maybe 1 Crystal Beast card. Then you can place as many Crystal Beast monsters from your graveyard face up in the spell trap card zone as you want. aka you can place 5. Then you can use Rainbow Dragon's effect to boost it by 5,000. Or maybe more if you also control monsters. That's not a bad combo. Then I'm using 1 copy of Crystal Pear. When a Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle and sent to graveyard, I place a Crystal Beast monster from my deck face up in the spell trap card zone as a spell card, and then I take no battle damage for the rest of this turn. I forget to show you the card, and my camera is flittering. Yes, or not flittering, what I'm talking about. Then I'm using 2 copies of Crystal Rageki. Just like Rageki spell card, this is a little bit different, because send a face up Crystal Beast monster you control from your spell trap card zone to the graveyard to destroy a card your opponent control. That's the same thing though, but still it's not. Then I'm using 1 copy of Rainbow Life. When this card is activated, any damage you will take for the rest of this turn, you will gain that in life points instead. I can still remember how Dark Jesser used this against one of the best characters from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, but it will maybe be in a future video. Then I'm using 1 copy of Bottomless Trapple. Opponent summons a monster with 1500 or more attack. Fine, I remove that card from play. Then I'm using 1 copy of Magic Cylinder. Damage your opponent. Another good trap. And the last card is 1 copy of Infinite Impermanence, just in case if your opponent are activating a very destructible monster effect. Fine, I negate it. Oh, my nose is stopped, bro. But still, let's move on to the next deck. As I have spoiled, the Crystal Beast monsters have a new boss monster, fusion monster, and that is Rainbow Over Dragon. You can summon this by... This card must either be fusion summoned or by tributing a level 10 or... 1 level 10 or an ultimate crystal monster on my field. Oh, no, I hit the camera. And once per turn, I can banish a Crystal Beast monster from my graveyard, and then this monster gains attack points equal to that card I banish it. And then I can tribute this card to shuffle all cards on the field back into the deck. And for that effect to be activated, this card must be fusion summoned, and the Ultimate Crystal Trap card that I've spoke about earlier in this video, it is treated as a fusion summon, which means that effect are legal to activate or to use. I think it's legal. No, it's illegal if it's not legal. That's how it is. Then I'm using 1 copy of Stardust Dragon. Look at this secret rare in that sleeve. I am actually happy that I got it in this rarity in secret rare. I bought it for, I can't remember. Not so much, under $100. Then I'm using 1 copy of number 39 Utopia, also in ultra rare. I love my ecstatic monsters to be. I. It's not the baddest thing if they're in common, but still, I want them to be in higher rarity because they will be more nice. Then I'm using one copy of Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, or XYZ Dragon, how you say it. And this is a limited edition platinum rare monster, and it's so awesome to look at in the sleeve. Then I'm using one copy of Nightmare Griffin, Nightmare Phoenix, and Nightmare Unicorn. I'm also using one copy of number 15, Black Ship of Corn. Detach overlay unit from this pirate ship, and then destroy a monster your opponent controls with less attack than this card, or equal. And this card has 2100 attack points. Then I'm using one copy of Firewall Dragon. And again, guys, this deck is not for tournaments right now. It's just for... I can also use it in tournaments and with official rules. But I'm playing with some other rules, if you guys have heard about it. We are not playing with official rules where I play. But with the last card in my deck is number... Oh, my nose, bro. Number 94. Wait, number 49, Fortune Tune. This card is one of the perfect cards you can get for the Crystal Beast deck, because 2 little free monsters, each standby phase, you gain 500 life points. And when this card in any condition would be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can detach an overlay unit to negate destruction. When this card has no overlay units and are destroyed, then I can shuffle this card, that monster here, and 2 low free monsters from my graveyard back into the deck. And which means I can use this. It's not an infinite combo, but you can do it again and again and again if you just have low free monsters. And a lot of the Crystal Beast monsters are low free cards. But yeah, guys, this camera is so... Now I'm holding it because it's just stable up against my table. But still, if you guys have loved this deck profile, remember to like and subscribe. And maybe I will do character profiles in the future, and also more deck profiles, of course. But I will also maybe begin to make archetype profiles, because maybe the Crystal Beast archetype, but we will see on that in the future. We will see each other in the next video. Peace out.